Wind energy has been the subject of debate for many years. Here in New York, a project off the coast of Long Island is leading the country in the fight over clean energy. Fox 5's Liv Johnson tells us what this offshore wind farm is and how it works.
In the race against climate change, government agencies at the local, state, and federal level are searching for new ways to derive energy. And some of those new methods are actually mixing recent technology with an ancient concept: windmills. 35 miles off the coast of Montauk, invisible to any beachgoer on Long Island, these giant wind turbines are anchored in the ocean, powering tens of thousands of homes in East Hampton. So I'm here at Wainscott Beach with Kevin Hansen, and Kevin, you work with the company that developed the first major offshore wind farm off the coast of New York.
Yeah, that's correct, and it's actually the first large-scale offshore wind farm in the entire United States, so New York made history here.
Tell me about this project and what's behind it, what's gone into it.
So South Fork Wind is an offshore wind farm. Each offshore wind turbine has 3 blades, and those blades are spun by the wind, and that spinning uses magnets to create electricity. That electricity is then collected from each of the 12 turbines at an offshore substation and then sent to shore in an undersea electrical cable.
It's a project that took years to get off the ground and out to sea. Ørsted, the company behind South Fork Wind, was awarded a contract with the Long Island Power Authority in January of 2017. After a lengthy process of gathering permits, holding public forums, and securing government approval, construction began in 2022, and the turbines officially started spinning in March of 2024. Give us the details about where they're manufactured, how they're brought all the way out here.
These really large components are assembled at a port, and then vessels have to take those pieces out into the ocean and install them on foundations.
So you guys drilled under the beach, right where we're walking, to lie cables that connect the turbines to the power grid.
Yeah, we used a technique called horizontal directional drilling to drill deep underneath the beach, and then we pull the cable through a conduit pipe, and then it goes under the road and connects to a substation owned by the Long Island Power Authority a few miles from here.
And if you're wondering how these turbines are installed and maintained,
we have crews that live on what's called a service operations vessel, or a hotel boat, and they typically spend 2 weeks out at sea maintaining the turbines, and then they spend 2 weeks back at home.
All of these moving parts and years of construction in the name of New York's Climate Act, which was signed into law in 2019 and requires the state to achieve a 100% carbon-free electricity system by 2040. Doreen Harris is the president and CEO of NYSERDA, the New York State Research and Development Authority. She's one of the people who selected Ørsted's bid to construct South Fork Wind.
That project is representative of a first phase of a more significant build-out across our state. I was extraordinarily proud that this is the first commercial-scale offshore wind project in the U.S.
Ørsted has not made as much progress in other parts of our area. The company recently made headlines for settling a lawsuit with the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities after backing out of plans for 2 large offshore wind farms. They cited supply chain challenges and rising interest rates as the reason for pulling out. We talked to people in New Jersey who believe the canceled plans are for the best. Robin Schaefer is the president of Protect Our Coast New Jersey. Tell us some of your concerns, members of your organization's concerns with offshore wind turbines.
So right off the top, Protect Our Coast doesn't believe that the ocean should be exploited, mined, drilled, developed in any way. And we think that it's going to be disruptive to marine mammals of all types and could affect the amount of fish and shellfish in these waters.
Despite the concerns, Ørsted tells me,
we have protected species observers on board. We have monitoring plans that cause us to stop activity when certain conditions arise.
Ørsted is now moving forward with another project, this one called Sunrise Wind,
which will be completed in 2026. Is even larger. So South Fork Wind can power about 70,000 homes. Sunrise Wind will be able to power about 600,000 homes, and that electricity will be injected into the town of Brookhaven.
What do you think is the future of offshore wind farming in the U.S.?
I think 2024 is the year that offshore wind is really taking off. So I think you'll see more and more offshore wind farms as part of America's clean energy mix.
It's an amazing feat of engineering, no doubt about it. Enjoying Liv, Mike, Audrey, and Nick as they explore what we can expect for the summer ahead. Weather Extremes, the Fox 5 special airs at 10:30 this Wednesday night right here on Fox 5.